Hello world, hello world. Welcome back to my channel. Call me Biz. Theo Von making politicians laugh for 9 minutes. That's a skill, man. Politicians are like historically the most just straightforward, humorless people on the planet, I think. Every time a politician tries to be funny, it seems forced. It always seems fake, But to make them have genuine laughs is dope. But Theo Von would be the man for the job. I'm seeing right here, it's showing when I click on the video, it's showing Donald Trump. I remember I seen a couple of clips of him and Donald Trump. The one that stood out to me was when he was talking about cocaine and he was saying you'll become an owl. I don't know, he made some jokes. It was hilarious. And I'm like, damn, he's talking to the president of the United States. But I don't think when he did the interview, Donald Trump was the president yet. But I'm talking about the second term. But anyways, shouts to Theo Von. We gonna go ahead and watch. If y'all want to see more of Theo Von on this channel, let me know what's next in the comment section below, and I got you. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and now you could become a member. That would be dope. You could help support the community, and shout out to all my current members. I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all don't even know. I love and appreciate y'all a lot. All right, no more ghost watching. Let's get it.
He's terrific. He came to the convention. He knocked everybody out. He was fantastic. He's a great guy. He's just a great guy. He's popular, very popular.
Oh, he's definitely a real dirt serpent too, dude.
Yeah,
he's a freaking legend.
Dirt serpent.
He's
gets up there and he rants and he does his thing, and he's not necessarily, I'm sure his advisors go crazy, but he's not needing, not reading off. He doesn't have 14.
Kid Rock is one of his advisors, And look, I love Kid Rock, but I don't know if every advice of his is the best, but some of it is, that's for sure, but some of it may not.
You're right.
It's leverage to try to convince the Chinese to crack down on fentanyl manufacturing, because if you get it at the source, right, that's, I think, really the way to address it.
Oh, there's fentanyl in half the bookshelves they make over there, dude. You put a half a set of dictionaries, and that bitch will give way. I've seen
an asthma society of America.
They hated Mustangs.
Yeah, they didn't like Mustangs because of that.
Come on, dude.
No,
if you have asthma, if you get a Mustang, you got a chance with the ladies, I feel like. But if you just show up with asthma, dude, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, asthma has one speed, dude.
How did you get addicted? How did?
No, I would just do cocaine. That was really So I'm not just That's down and dirty, right? Yeah, and this. I mean, it was
But you don't anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore, man, and I'm not doing it.
Is it too much? Too much to handle?
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic or something. So this starts to become more interesting. Like the last woman we had on, trains cats around the country.
Really?
With a traveling cat circus,
that's pretty amazing.
So that's who you're following up,
That's right.
So, just so
that's way more interesting than a politician, man. That's
just so you know where you are,
Polluter than we are right now.
Oh yeah, dude. They all smoke too. A lot of Chinese people. Yeah, that kid that smokes on that bicycle or whatever, he's smoking like 11 cigarettes. Dude, I was in a meeting. Some guy had a fish hook stuck in his freaking cheek, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Man. He
had 2 weeks clean.
Yeah, he'd either had a really bad night or a really good night. Maybe both. Jesus.
Who knows what happened? God dang, it's just like, all right, dude. Catch and release, brother. Catch and release. He probably had tried to come across the border. Dude, I would hate to have a real long wiener if you have a cat. That would be the
It'd be dangerous.
It would be dangerous.
Talk about a cat toy.
Oh yeah. But you'd have to put a little bell at the end of it or something.
And a feather.
Yeah. Dude, I used to work at this restaurant, and one of my coworkers, he's like, man, I hate seeing Bananas Foster on the menu because I was raised in a foster home, and it makes me sad.
What?
Ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
Like just to equate like Bananas Foster and being raised in a foster home. But I was like,
you could fix it right now. Don't, do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And she won't talk to you, and she won't talk to anybody. She won't be interviewed.
she's welcome to come on. I would love to get to talk to her.
I'm sure she'd be very exciting. Actually, you could make her exciting, probably.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody said she's a good roller skater. That's what I heard, which is crazy.
That's about it.
Yeah,
Trump with the
And
jokes.
I probably went into the Marine Corps. I was pretty whiny, pretty resentful kid. Was pissed off at my mom. Was pissed off at all these other people because I didn't have the things that I thought I should have. And then eventually, there's me when I was much skinnier, much better looking.
Oh yeah, the Marines, dude. That was the original Ozempic.
That's right.
That's Brozempic.
That is good. That is good.
For what are often labeled as conspiracy theories, but then often end up being truth, just because, or not often, but yeah, often end up being truths, or having realness to them, because the news media isn't even, it's like they all just go down these same similar paths, and it's not, it doesn't even feel real anymore. I mean, the fact that you and I are talking is wild. It's like, wouldn't talk to me, but
was he squeezing you because he was happy?
He was happy.
Okay, so this wasn't like a.
So I was smiling, dude.
Yeah,
my
you're
smile
happy.
hit.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
the more he squeezed the edges of my smile, you could hear him ding against my earlobes.
Yeah.
He squeezed me as much as somebody could be squeezed. His wife is not doing well if that guy has a wife. Right. I'll tell you that.
Race is like the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
That are what
we know. Yeah,
there's other ones too.
They're the most thirsty.
Yeah.
The Irish. Yeah, I mean they're good at it. They make it look good. I mean
we call it the Irish flu.
Yeah.
Previous people were terrible.
Yeah.
Every time you do a thing, you'd be red flagged. They'd put up a red flag. Every
yeah.
statement you made, you'd be red flagged.
Twitter?
Yeah, it's almost like, it's like when you have a babysitter and they don't want to have any fun or whatever.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of the vibe I got.
Again, yeah. People get injured. People get injured at sporting events. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I thought that for a second. I thought you were describing a wedding in Appalachia, dude. That's what I thought for a second. So.
We've had some of those too. Yeah.
Percent of the population, but it's 50% of the unsheltered homeless.
And unsheltered homeless means homeless that don't have a place to sleep at night.
Yeah, it's people who are on the sidewalks,
like freelance, yeah,
right, or they're in shelter. They're
like free range.
Yeah.
Well, it's just wild that they can do that. It's almost like I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to get an apple, right? I'm going to eat it, and then after I eat it, you're going to tell me how much it costs.
You got it. That is,
and they're like, it's $400. You're like, is it from the Garden of Eden?
But it's even worse. You're exactly right. But it's
now that would be a good Dave Portnoy thing where he does one bite to hit a coon with a bite.
Have you ever seen a raccoon eat? You never gave him any duck, did you?
Oh, I pulled up on them and they're always like this. We didn't do it. The gayest one is the one in the recycling bin. He's always like, at least the other ones are in the trash. There's always that one that kind of wanders up from the recycling bin and he's wearing like a negligee of your mom's or something. You're like, what the f has that one been doing?
Had some kid run up. He was like a 19-year-old kid. Run up from behind me, and it had been raining a lot that day, and he had like he'd taken a chunk of mud out of the ground and shoved it in my mouth. I mean, this is like what these sports rivalries are built around is moments like this. But we had I guess won 4 years in a row.
That's reforestation, isn't it?
That's right.
That's wild.
If the Democrats make rules that say I cannot win, and then they complain about me running somewhere else. It's like a guy who murders his parents and then throws himself on the mercy of the court because he's an orphan.
Yeah.
They're trying to get public sympathy for a problem that they created.
I hate when I see Bananas Foster on the menu. That's how it goes. But no, I see what you're saying. It's almost like they're playing two cards that are trying to do two different things, but one of them kind of concedes that there's some truth in the other one.
But like a lot of my friends, they look at people as like, where did you go to school? What do your parents do?
Yeah.
What job do you have? What credential do you have? I've never had that, right? And so when people like talk about politics or policy and they'll be like, oh, well, this person has a PhD. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They may be smart, but I don't care about.
PhD's only 3, doesn't even spell anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about the letters.
Said contacted me and said through a friend and said, I can get $10 million for you fast. And I met him in my hotel, and
Was it like one of those consolidation credit card things?
No, it was just a guy who, he was an attorney who had a lot of clients.
Oh, okay. Private deal. Also sad that somebody, I mean, this is ridiculous to say, probably that somebody can't, you can't even do cocaine in this country anymore, And that seemed like a crazy thing to say. And don't say it. Don't say that. But I said it. But yeah. But don't say that anymore.
I'm going to steal that line. That's gonna, after the election, though, man.
No.
We got to win first.
It's unfortunate.
I can do a little blow. I can drink, but other than that, I'm totally sober. It's a modified sobriety.
Who was your sponsor? Shepard Smith? That's what I want to know.
Okay, that's funny, but I'm not going to comment on it beyond that.
That's fine. No, and no dig to Shepard. I'm a fan of Shepard.
Yeah.
But he's just a legend in a lot of circles from a lot of friends of mine from different colleges.
How do you know all this? It's like,
dude, it's easy. You just be alive and you just pay attention.
Nah, he's a fucking oracle. This guy, I don't know, man. We might need to study Theo Von because he's in every culture. He knows about every culture and he's attended everything. Like what? Like how many lives has this man lived? It's just weird that he just remembers all these things. But telling a politician we can't do cocaine in this country anymore is wild. Telling Donald Trump you love cocaine is even wilder. But yeah, when he said it's wild that he's talking to Sanders, it's crazy the route that media is going. Now, mainstream media, no one believes mainstream media no more. We got to get these politician guys on in to do podcasts and stuff like that for them to truly be themselves and like let down their guard. But watching this, it kind of, it's weird because, it kind of makes me feel like, I don't know why I'm comparing him to Joe Rogan. When you watch Joe Rogan with politicians, it's like, he can't crack them like that. Like, it kind of makes me like, feel like Joe Rogan is kind of like a comedian second, which I always felt that way, but like it reinforced that because when a serious person is talking to a comedian, that comedian is supposed to use the fact that they're so serious against them, like, but in a good way. When I say against them, it's like, you find the comedy in that. And I feel like with Theo Von, it's hilarious because they might have an idea that he's kind of left field, but when you hear it, even me knowing he's a comedian, it kind of throws me off certain things that he say. I'm like, oh shit. So that's hilarious. That dynamic is dope, and it shows. But I don't even feel like that's like the skill of a comedian per se. It's more so like his personality. Certain people, when you go around them, their personality kind of like disarm you, and he's one of those people. And another person who does this great is Shane Gillis and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is brilliant at that too. But anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. And you could become a member. Also, hit that join button, all right? And I'll see y'all in the next one. And guess what? You better be there. Peace.